And I think we're live. Does it say live on your side?
It sure does.
Okay. Sometimes there's a bit of a lag. So I'll just do that. And hold on 1 second. I will pop over to the page in case people need to refresh. Oops, wrong one. Typical marketer's computer. I can't find the page I'm looking for. It's here. It's hiding.
I'm glad you're the one doing the settings and not me.
And I often goof up too, so. Okay. That's done. All right. Hello, everybody. I am Susan Bachelder, and it is March 18th. We are here for story time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on this same page that you've been invited to. We are hosting story time. We're bringing people out, new people that have had their first successes, in between people that are just getting their foundation built with us in our community, our team, MPcation, and leaders who are having exceptional success and their team is duplicating and succeeding as well. We're going to deliver stories, share stories with you all across so that you can relate with them to be either inspired or motivated to take you and your business to the next level. So that's the purpose. Today, I am absolutely privileged to have with me Team Tammy Montgomery. Say hello, Tammy.
Hey, everyone.
I'm super excited to just be with her tonight for her to tell her story. I do have something that I want to share with everyone. Some of you that are watching are part of our team and our community, and some of you have been invited by someone to come out and listen to this. We usually try to keep it 30 minutes, so please do stay all the way through to the end so that you don't miss anything. And before I get started, I want to also mention below the video, there's two buttons. One is to take a further tour and find out more about what we're doing, the automated system that we're using to get as much success as we're all getting. And just Todd goes ahead and explains more of what the training is incorporated, and there's some video about the comp plan also added in there. And then we'll just find out more. And then the button below that gets you registered right away. Please do get back with the person that invited you if you have any questions or to make sure that you have the correct link to get registered. Yeah, I think I covered everything there. And I'm just going to go ahead and read this. I wrote this about a year and a half ago, and I just thought tonight with Tammy's story this would be relevant, so I'm just going to read through it. Once we have overcome an obstacle or made it past or through an adversity, we can look back and realize and just really consume what we've learned from it. It is that message that is powerful. It is when we go back and really contemplate and kind of, let it kind of sink in, that creates that powerful moment or that energy that you can use then to create your own momentum to get you to the next level, almost like a fuel per se. So I just really want to point out that sharing our story as what we have gone through combined with what we have learned from it, that is what helps other people in similar life situations. Somebody is always going to relate to that story that you're sharing or the passion that you're sharing the story with. One of my favorite quotes that has to do with that is, she stood in the storm, and when the wind did not blow her away, she adjusted her sails. That's pretty powerful. Hey, Tammy?
I love that.
That's what we do, right? It doesn't
Absolutely.
stop us. We just have to, adjust, change your path or adjust your direction. So there's not one life path that is the same as another life path. We each need to take pieces from each story that we hear. And for that reason, many stories will touch us at different times and in different ways. So that's why, another reason why they're so valuable. The focus here is truly on the story, and to get the message to you, like take what Tammy shares with you with her story, what she took from it, what she's doing, and why she's so successful. And this year is going to be her greatest year yet. It's already started off that way, so we know that. So this is a great time for you to really consume what she's sharing with her story. And your story matters. So take that into consideration and motivate yourself. And maybe you should be sharing your story more. If you present your story in a way that people can relate to, a way that shows people a lesson that to be learned, a perspective that can be helpful, it triggers a switch in mindset. It inspires them to be better. It helps them believe that, well, if that person did it, then maybe I can. And it also helps you just simply know the simple fact that you're not alone. Somebody somewhere has had a similar situation, tragedy, adversity, and challenge, and you're not alone. Maybe they can help you or their story. There's power and growth in storytelling for sure. So telling your story while being witnessed with loving attention, somebody that's actually listening, this also is almost like one of the most powerful medicines on earth, I believe, because it proves that you matter to the person that's listening. And when you're telling your story, it brings it into a different perspective almost to yourself, because we tell it inside in our thoughts, but when we tell it out loud, it's almost like it takes a bit of a switch, and we're actually articulating things differently, and we're learning from ourselves. That I found really powerful when I first discovered it. Now, there's this one thing that holds a lot of us back, and I know it was one of the things that was holding me back from telling my story online, is that feeling of vulnerability when you're sharing your story, whether you're sharing it imperfectly or whether your part of your story that you're sharing is about your imperfections and experiencing that acceptance, like accepting yourself and your story for what it is, and will those people accept me? So, and Tammy and I talked about this quickly beforehand too. We all make
Mhm.
mistakes, we stumble, we stutter, whatever the case is, but just go for it and share it, because that is actually one of the things that people will connect to, your vulnerability, that your realness, like you just are with whatever it is. A quote I put in here was, let your glorious freak flag fly. It's a tongue twister, but it's just kind of
That's
true.
cool.
I think I covered the main points. So I just really want to get across, share your story in vulnerability and with courage. And I'm going to skip some of that because that's way too long now. So anyway, glad you're here. And if Tammy's ready.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Yeah, I'm super excited, Susan. Just coming tonight, I'm thinking to myself, what am I gonna say? So I'm kind of one of these people that I'm a spur of the moment person. I love adventure in my life. I love just kind of winging it, so to speak. But I also like organization. So my team will know that about me. But I've never really shared my story, and I think that tonight I said absolutely yes to Susan, because I think this is a great opportunity not only to share it with my team members, but to share it with people that are looking at this team and saying, hey, I want to join with these girls. I want to join with this team. I want to join with this organization. So I'm going to kind of step back just a little bit, just with my online career, okay? It started out of necessity, and I kind of tell people this. I love videos and I love expressing. The reason why I got into this was simply because my kids were getting bullied in school. So my passion, just like I know Susan's passion, are my children. Okay, so been married for 26 years this year. Actually, it's just been a phenomenal road, phenomenal journey with my husband. When I met him when I was 20, so I'm going back a little bit here, Susan, not a lot. But I always knew that I wanted to work with people, and I always knew that I wanted to be self-employed. Okay, so we started out actually with a carpet cleaning business. Okay, and then that didn't work out so well. So we got into the finance arena. We did that for about 15 years. And then we all know what happened. I'm kind of giving you guys a Reader's Digest version. We kind of know what happened to the banking industry. It went boom, right? In 2008. I said to myself, I do not want to go back and try to find a 9-to-5 job. I don't want to go backwards in life, right? So when you're in your 30s and you have your kids and you're raising your kids, you want us to be a stay-at-home mom. I said, I need to find something online. So guess what? I turned to Barnes & Nobles. I went to the business opportunity section, and I went to the magazines, and I picked out an opportunity, and that's how it all started. And I said to my husband, I said, I know you might think I'm crazy. I can do this, okay? If these people can do this in this magazine, and they're just sending people to a website, I know I can do this, okay? So that's kind of how it all started for me, the journey. It's been an awesome journey. I've met so many wonderful people. I knew that I had to have a brand, just like a lot of these other people. I'm very observant, okay? My daughter takes after me too, so she's very observant. I said, I have to have a brand. So I started Team Tammy right away. So I'm always telling people right away when they first get started, start out with a brand, because people love to join organizations. People love to join other people. They don't want to be alone in home-based business. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of knew, you know, you have to brand yourself just like we did when we were mortgage brokers, you know, picture on the business card, you know, the whole 9 yards. Boy, I mean, the success, you would think that success is a straight line, right? It's not. Success is a squiggly line, you know what I mean? And you're going to get into the corners and you're going to say, oh, this doesn't work, or, you know, I can't do this anymore. You're going to throw your hands up. You want to throw your computer out the window if you don't generate a lead that day, whatever. But I'm telling you, the reward that you get out of a business like this, home-based business, where you can travel when you want, you can spend time with your family when you want, is just amazing. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I really wouldn't. And I say to people all the time, there's nothing that I've been through that I would, well, there's probably some things I would change, but I'm saying the learning process and getting to where I've gotten has been incredible. You know, it really has. But like I said, the squiggly line to success is something everybody has to experience, you know. And the thing is what we try to do is try to cut down on that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And we try to show them, hey, this is, you know, this is this, you know, it's the system, this is what we do, and this is the, you know, what I call it is daily method of operations, but this is what we do every single day in order to be successful. So as long as I can remember, I've worked on my business every single day. There has not been a day that goes by that I don't work on my business. It's just like, it's like embedded into you, you know what I mean? So that's kind of my, you know, general story. Just looking back at network marketing, I think my first one, I think a lot of people have heard of prepaid legal, and that was, you know, where you had to bug your family and friends and things like that. And I says, no, I can't. I can't do that. So that's what I like about this particular opportunity, Susan, is the fact that we do have this system that does all the telling and selling, because I stink at telling and selling. I stink at sales. I told my husband, I said, I don't want to sell. And he's like, then don't sell, you know, just use the system. Tell everybody to go to the system, right? Yeah. So that's the thing is, hey, if I can do this and I can do it very, very part-time work, you know, then anyone can do that. But yeah, essentially, you know, it's a lot of fun. I just really enjoy working with people. I think that's just literally what I've been put here on this earth to do, is to help people really find themselves. You know what I mean? And just being able to share this tonight really does make me feel good, knowing that you've asked me to come on the hangout here, and just knowing that my story does matter to other people, because like I said, it has not always been easy. It has not been all roses. Like, a lot of people, they'll say, oh, this is awesome, and you travel a lot and you do this and that a lot. Well, okay, I put in my time, so to speak. You know what I mean? You have to crack the books, is what I call it. And it's just like any business that we've started offline. We even had restaurants, believe it or not, Susan. We got that out of our system real fast, let me tell you.
I can imagine that.
Oh my gosh. My husband woke up one day and said, I turned 40, I want to open a restaurant. And I said, what? I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. So, hey, I've always supported him. He's always supported me. You know what I mean? So we work very well together. But it wasn't for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got that out of our system, and then that was, fast forwarding to, things in between. Like I said, there's what I call wisdom when you know what you don't know. I mean, does that make sense? Like, in other words, if you've tried a lot of different businesses and then you fall into a business like this that's so simple, but yet, what's the saying? It's simple to do but not easy, or it's easy to do but not simple. Something like that.
Simple. It's not easy to do, but it is simple.
Exactly. And sometimes, we want to complicate everything in our minds, right? We want to say, oh my gosh, making money, this, 6 figures a year, this has got to be so hard. No, it's not. There's really just 3 simple steps it boils down to, right? You just got to find the traffic, get it to your capture page, and let them watch the webinar. Get them through that sales funnel. So you put people in at the top, and then whatever falls below is who you work with. So that's kind of, for me, I absolutely love, generating leads online, but I absolutely love just connecting with people, building that relationship, and just knowing that I can help that person, get to the next level. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, if it's a teeny little success, like, hey, I got my capture page set up today, or I got, 100 leads now, I'm excited for that person, because I know that every little victory is going to make them propel into a huge, like, in other words, if they can do that, then I know they can have an organization of 1,000 or 2,000, whatever they want it to be. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you don't quit, Rome wasn't built in a day, but if you don't quit, then you're going to have thousands, like Justin started out with, what, 4? I think it was. He said.
Yeah, either 4 or 5.
That was only like 3-4 months ago. Crazy. That's how fast this can build.
Yeah.
And I tell my team, then get out here and start sharing it to the world, because you have something good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So you can tell I get a little excited and pumped up a little bit here, but I'm passionate about what I do. I'm passionate about helping people, and I know deep down I have more belief in them than they have in themselves. So sometimes I'm like a little coach, like, come on, you can do it. So but yeah, that's pretty much my story, Susan. I mean, obviously that's a condensed version of the past 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, and thank you, first of all, for sharing it. And you know what I really love about this is I'm taking mental notes as you're going through it, and I think you touched on every one of the things that when I first was meeting you and starting to get to know who Team Tammy was, they were the things that attracted me to you. And I kept on making mental notes. Yes, I want to have connection with her. I want to work with her. And then now when we're in the same team, I was thrilled, like so excited. And I'm just going to list them out to highlight them to the audience, and also to share with you why I admire you so much. And first of all, it's your passion, like your passion for what you're doing. You don't just join something just for giggles. Like you decide, you make a solid decision, and then you do it and you go hard. If something changes and it's not good for you, then you don't do it. So it's simple as that. You just do it with full of passion. You keep everything simple, just straightforward, break it down into steps, and then you invited me to your team call. When was that? Like 3 weeks ago or something? And I loved how you talked to your team that exact same way. Just, this is what you guys need to do. They have this question. I have this answer. Oh, actually, I don't know that, but so-and-so does. Like, straightforward and simple, right? I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So the simple, the steps, consistency. You've worked in your business every day. That's that's one of the biggest golden nuggets that we can each share with our teams, right? And with
Right.
ourselves. You have to work at it consistency. It just doesn't fall into place and all of a sudden you're winning.
Right.
Even with an automated system, like you have
Except
to.
for last year, we took a month off to go on a cruise.
Right, and that's different because
That's different. It was because
that's
of
on
the
purpose. You're taking a vacation, right?
Right.
And then a daily method of operation. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just essentially your daily schedule, your expected activities.
Exactly. It's right here. Yep.
Exactly. So you're
Mm-hmm.
organized, you've figured out the steps that you have to do every day. And if you have to switch it up, that's fine, but you have a daily plan, and that's really powerful. Everybody should have that, I believe. And
Yes.
then last, but definitely not least, your why. You know exactly why you're doing this. You're doing this for your family. I see all the time how you involve your family in your business. So it's not a separate entity from your family life. It's all of you together. And so that's
Mm-hmm.
the golden nuggets that I took from you sharing your story. And it's all the reasons why I enjoy being around you. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. That's the thing is my family, my husband has a separate business, but I love the fact that my kids at the age of 20 and 16 already they know, they get it. They get that having a 9 to 5, and nothing against 9 to 5 or college or anything like that. I just want to put a disclaimer in there, but that's not going to get you ahead in life.
no.
There's not going to be Social Security for them. There's not going to be nothing there for them. Okay, the debt ceiling keeps going up and up and up. The dollar's dropping. The value. I mean, I could go on, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows that, but
Yeah.
they know that they have to have a vehicle. Like my daughter's an author. She actually is writing books online. So she has viewers like 1 million views. I'm telling you, I told her, I said, set up my Instagram. She set up my Instagram. Now I'm on Instagram. So I mean, my kids know how to do this techie stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is she gets it at the age of 16. She's like, Mom, okay, did you get your daily method of operations done today? I'll go do my homework. You got this to do. Dad's out, doing his business, and Robbie's helping him. So, yeah, it's like an entrepreneurial family. So that's the thing that's our reason why. The biggest reason why, and I know a lot of people will relate with this. The reason why I moved back to New York is because of family. Okay. My mother-in-law in Florida is 87. That my next reason why is to get to see her. I get to go down there, in a month to see her and not have to worry about, do I have to ask my boss for a time off? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is that it's the time, it's the time that you get with your loved ones that you'll never get back. You'll never get that time back. Yep. And I knew I had to something clicks in you and says, and when you see your daughter coming home from school crying from her school because her friends are doing drugs and smoking pot, and she's like, I don't have no friends. Yep. Mom, I can't stand this. When you see your daughter in those situations, you got to do something. You got to do it now. Yep. That was my why. See what I mean? Yep. It's your kids, it's your family, it's their future. So that I'm very passionate about that. When someone tells me, I have many conversations on the phone, Facebook, through email, and I say, I've been there. I know what you're feeling. It stinks. Yeah. I know what you're feeling when your kids go through suffering. If you want to stay home with your kids and be with them because you want to raise them, you will do what it takes in order to provide that environment for them. So I'm very super proud of my kids. You will see them all the time. We're out to dinner. I'll post that, and we just have a lot of fun. And my hats are off to you, Susan. Thank you. Just to hear your story, I'm just I admire you.
Thank you
for raising your 2 children.
We have a
yourself?
lot in common, actually. We both pulled kids out of school for kind of the same reasons. Did
Mm-hmm.
homeschooling while we're running our
Homeschooling, yeah.
business.
Yes. Isn't that something? It's like we didn't even know that before we start talking, and you're like, oh yeah, I homeschool my kids too, and I'm like, really?
Exactly. It's and what I love about that is we made a choice, but we have no other choice. Like our why was so powerful that there was no other option.
There was no other option.
So that's why we put everything we had into it, because there is no other option.
Right. You ever hear the saying that you have to burn your bridge behind you?
Yeah.
Like the most successful people that I see out there, period, okay, not just on my team, but my mentors, they burned their bridge behind them and they said, I'm not looking back.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the blinders on and I'm focusing forward, right? We all don't know what's in front of us, right? We all don't know what's in front of us on that road, but we're driving down the road, don't we? It's the same thing with this business. We all don't know if we're going to get the bump in the road. I told my team yesterday, I was like, okay, 48 of my videos just came down on one channel. Wow, nice, but that's just a little bump in the road. See what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm irritated for 1 second, and then and then I move on. So we all don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I do know one thing. I do know that when you have a skill and you can generate leads and you can send them to a presentation that does all the explaining, there ain't much more simple than that.
No, there's nothing more simple than that. And as far as that traffic that you mentioned, just for those of you in the audience, Tammy keeps on referring to traffic, and the reason why is because that's what you need. And there's a list this long, right, of ways to get traffic. Eyes onto your page, eyes onto your capture page. So all of that training is inside. After you join, all of it is inside, and we have different methods of training it from each different leader, and we just share it all within the team. So get back with the person that invited you to this hangout, and
thank them.
And thank you for watching. So
and thank them for inviting you, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that too. Thank them, because your life is changed. What about, before we close, Tammy, well, I'm really happy how this all rolled out, first of all, but at the 30-minute mark, can we just quickly talk a little bit about, so we've talked about your story, we've talked about some of the organizational steps and how important the why is, how important the story is. Can we talk a little bit about how vibrant and energetic this community is? Because I'm finding that unique from any other business or team or group of people that I've been incorporated with my whole time online.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, I'm just pumped up. I mean, we have these nightly calls at 8:30, and they're just like, they fire me up every time I listen. I listen to them even though I'm in it, and I'm like, yeah, I invite people to them, but I'm just like, wow, every time you hear these calls, it's very energetic. I mean, our whole team is just like, is awesome. I mean, we have events, and hopefully, knock on wood, if everything goes good with my mother-in-law, like I said, family. For me, faith, family, and then business, right? I'm just saying, they're very much on the same level, but I'm still saying we have events. And I'm like, wow, this would be awesome to see these guys and meet everybody. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I love to meet my team. I have in other, I've went to other conventions. I go to traffic and different seminars, conferences like that yearly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To better myself with that education, but to actually go to a company event would be great.
Yeah, I think so too. And one of the things that was pointed out on 2 nights ago on the Hangout was Nataki mentioned a few times how somebody, because it's a big enough team and everybody is so dedicated, or most of the people are so dedicated and working, if you need help, we have the chats all set up and you have contact with somebody at 24/7, essentially. You jump in the chat, ask a question. Sometimes we're talking about coffee and pie.
That's my favorite subject. See what I got right here, Susan? I brought some for you. Hey, it's Tim Hortons too.
Oh, there we go. Actually, and that's where my daughter and I are going after we're done.
See, I knew it.
So that
came down from Canada. We love you guys for that.
Yeah. That's how we get to know each other. Like, that's how we build our relationships, is we answer each other's questions, we help each other, and in between we tell little stories and joke and laugh, and we become like family. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
We've had a lot.
I'm excited you're going to Tim Hortons to get some coffee.
I am. Like, literally, as soon as we hang up here, we're heading out. We're going to Tim's.
That's cool. We just came from there, so that's cool.
She's 15, so she's got her learner driver's license. So
okay.
And it's been too long since we've gone. We like to go for an evening drive. We drive along the river, and she drives, and then we grab a coffee. And
same with Amanda. Wow. See, that's something.
Yeah. One-on-one.
So now 15. We're not allowed to get that. It's 16 here.
Oh, okay. That's 15.
In New York, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she said, "Mom, let's move to Florida because you can get your learner's permit at 15." And I said, "Wait a minute, that's a reason to move to Florida to get your license."
Yeah,
It was funny.
Hold up.
But yeah, I've enjoyed this tonight, Susan. Again, I appreciate you, asking me to come online anytime, or hang out, I should say, anytime.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm thrilled to be working with you. And yeah, I can't wait to meet you, either at an event, or I am coming to New York. I'm not sure exactly when, but hopefully within the next 6 months.
Oh, nice.
I'm on a mission to come to New York. So
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to meet.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess we'll say we're having our own conversation now. We'll say goodbye to everybody.
Oh, yeah, we better say goodnight to everybody.
Thank you for coming. And again, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, same page. Get back with the person that invited you. And those of us on our team, give us a shout out. Give us some feedback. Share with us any of the aha moments that you got from Tammy's story. And shout when you're ready to come on for story time with me.
Yeah, we're going to be picking on some other people, huh?
Exactly.
Cool.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.